Before we begin, please remember that this video is for educational purposes only. I am here to share research and scientific insights, but this does not replace specialized medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making drastic changes to your diet or lifestyle. Are you eating foods every morning that you firmly believe are healthy, but they might be silently weakening your legs and core and stealing your independence after 60? Think about your breakfast this morning. Perhaps you had a bowl of popular granola, or maybe a seemingly innocent cup of low-fat fruit yogurt. You were told these are the right choices for your heart and your waistline. But what if I told you that these exact healthy foods, specifically for adults over 50, might be lighting a silent fire inside your body, a fire that is actively burning your muscle tissue? For decades, we were told that age-related muscle loss, a condition called sarcopenia, is just a normal part of getting older. We were told to just eat more protein and lift some weights. But thousands of older adults are doing exactly that, and yet they are still losing their strength. They still find it difficult to get up from deep chairs, and they still feel unsteady on the stairs. Why? Because science recently discovered an invisible bridge in your body. It is called the gut-muscle axis. If your gut is inflamed, it does not matter how much protein you eat, your muscles are starving. Today, we will uncover the villains hiding in your kitchen pantry that may be contributing to this muscle loss. And more importantly, I will show you the exact hero foods that can help rebuild this vital connection so you can regain your strength. It is not too late. You are not just someone who is getting older. Before we dive into the first surprising food, I want to know who is with me today. Go down to the comments right now, tell me your age, and type the word strong if you are committed to protecting your mobility and your independence.
Did you do it? Excellent. Let us take a look at what is really happening inside you. Imagine your gut is a wonderful and complex garden. When you were young, this garden is full of diverse and vibrant plants. These plants, which are your good bacteria, break down the food you eat and send vital nutrients to every muscle in your body. But as we age, and as we eat certain modern and processed foods, weeds begin to take over the garden. When these weeds take over, a process called gut permeability or leaky gut may occur. Microscopic toxins leak through the walls of your digestive system and enter your bloodstream. Your immune system panics and it sounds the alarm. The result is a chronic, low-grade inflammation. Think of inflammation as a silent, smoldering fire spreading through your body. You might not feel hot, you might not get a fever, but this silent fire radically changes how your body works. According to recent longevity research, when this inflammation reaches your muscles, it creates a barrier. We call this anabolic resistance. Anabolic resistance means your muscles literally become deaf to protein signals. You could eat a carefully cooked chicken breast or a plate of eggs, but the inflammatory markers coming from your damaged gut intervene and say, "Stop, do not let this protein enter."
The protein is wasted, and your body, desperate for energy, begins to break down your leg and core muscles in order to survive. This is the tragic reality of muscle loss for millions of older adults. You feel it when you try to open a tightly sealed jar. You feel it when you stand up from the sofa and your legs tremble, even for a fraction of a second. But what if the root of this weakness is not your age? What if the problem is simply what you are putting in your gut's garden every morning? There are 5 specific foods marketed directly to you as being heart-healthy or diet-friendly, but they might actually be pouring gasoline on that silent fire. Let us unmask the first villain. Walk down any grocery store aisle and you will see rows of low-fat fruit yogurt. It promises to be a healthy breakfast, but look at the back of the label. When manufacturers remove the fat, the yogurt tastes like chalk. To fix this, they pump it with massive amounts of added sugars or high fructose corn syrup. Let me tell you about Margaret. Margaret is 68 years old. She began to realize that her legs felt heavier every month. She found it difficult to walk uphill in her neighborhood. Margaret ate a large bowl of low-fat strawberry yogurt every morning because she thought she was doing the right thing for her bones. But that massive spike in refined sugar first thing in the morning was feeding the bad bacteria in her gut. It was triggering a daily inflammation. We changed her breakfast to plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, which we will talk about later. Within weeks, the heavy feeling in her legs began to disappear. Are you starting your day with a sugar bomb disguised as healthy food? This brings us to the second villain, which is the favorite companion of yogurt, granola. Granola is brilliant marketing. We associate it with hiking in nature and vitality. But most commercial granola types consist of highly processed oats bound together with industrial seed oils and massive amounts of honey or sweet syrup. These highly processed oils, like soybean oil or canola oil often found in these mixes, can be highly oxidative. When they reach your digestive system, they may contribute to the gut permeability we talked about. They irritate the lining and fuel the silent fire. But wait, you might tell me, I do not eat sugar. I use those little pink, yellow, or blue packets in my coffee and drink zero-calorie sodas. My friends, here we reach the third villain, which is artificial sweeteners. For years, we thought that artificial sweeteners passed through the body like ghosts and did nothing. But emerging studies on the microbiome point to a completely different story. Some artificial sweeteners may actually change the composition of gut bacteria, and they may reduce the numbers of beneficial bacteria that protect your gut lining. Take Robert as an example, a retired teacher who is 72 years old. He used to drink 3 diet sodas a day to control his weight, but he was losing his muscle mass at an alarming rate. His gut was in a state of constant confusion and distress because of the industrial chemicals. We are constantly asked to eat less red meat. So many well-intentioned adults turn to frozen plant-based burger patties or sausages. But these are not vegetables. If you look at the ingredients, they are often filled with artificial emulsifiers, thickeners, and isolated proteins. Research suggests that certain industrial emulsifiers, which are the chemicals that bind the fake meat together, can act almost like a detergent in your gut. They can wash away the protective mucus layer of your intestines. When your gut loses its shield, inflammation skyrockets and your muscles pay the ultimate price. Finally, the fifth villain, which is the staple on the breakfast table, the large glass of fruit juice. When you eat a whole orange, you get the fiber. Fiber is the ultimate protector of the gut because it slows down the digestion process and feeds your beneficial bacteria. But when you drink a glass of juice, the fiber is completely stripped away. You are sending a tidal wave of liquid fructose directly into your liver and digestive system. This sudden spike can cause metabolic stress, feeding the precise inflammatory pathways that lead to muscle weakness. I know this might sound overwhelming and shocking. You might be looking at your kitchen right now and thinking that everything you thought was safe is actually hurting you. But please, take a deep breath. I want you to hear this, and I want you to truly believe it. Your body is not broken. If you are feeling weak, or if you are finding it difficult to get out of the car, or if you are feeling anxious about losing your balance, it is not because you are lazy. This is not a moral failure, and it is certainly not just because you celebrated your 60th, 70th, or 80th birthday. Your body is simply inflamed. Your gut is crying out for help, and your muscles are paying the toll. But the human body is a miracle of regeneration. The moment you stop pouring gasoline on the fire, the smoke begins to clear. The moment you start repairing the soil in your gut's garden, the connection to your muscles lights back up. Your muscles do not just need protein, they need a healthy gut to actually be able to use that protein. So how do we fix this, and how do we rebuild this bridge? It is time to meet the heroes.
If the villains were destroying the connection, these 5 foods are the engineers that will rebuild your gut-muscle axis. The first hero is fermented foods. Think of unsweetened kefir drink, real sauerkraut, or kimchi. These are not just foods, they are living ecosystems. When you eat a spoonful of sauerkraut or drink half a cup of kefir, you are sending millions of beneficial probiotic troops directly into your gut. Studies show that regular consumption of fermented foods may actually reduce inflammatory markers throughout the entire body. By reducing this inflammation, you remove the barrier and finally allow your muscles to hear the signals for growth and repair. The second hero is prebiotic fiber. This includes foods like asparagus, onions, garlic, and leeks. If fermented foods are the seeds, prebiotic fiber is the fertilizer. Your good gut bacteria literally eat this fiber, and in return, they produce something miraculous called short-chain fatty acids. Research indicates that these acids travel from your gut into your bloodstream and interact directly with your skeletal muscles. They help improve insulin sensitivity and protect against muscle wasting. The third hero is high-quality, easily digestible protein. Do you remember Margaret, who was eating the sugary yogurt? We changed her breakfast to plain, full-fat Greek yogurt or eggs. Older adults actually need more protein than younger people to stimulate muscle growth, usually aiming for about 25 to 30 grams per meal. But it must be high quality, like pasture-raised chicken eggs, wild-caught salmon, or plain Greek yogurt. Once your gut is healed thanks to the probiotics and fiber, this high-quality protein will finally be absorbed and sent directly to your legs, arms, and core. The fourth hero is omega-3 sources. Think of walnuts, chia seeds, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Omega-3 fatty acids are nature's ultimate fire extinguishers. They effectively calm inflammation in the gut lining. Furthermore, exciting new clinical trials indicate that omega-3 may directly improve your muscle's anabolic response to exercise.
It makes your muscles more sensitive to the protein you eat. Finally, the fifth hero is hydration and morning movement. It is not just about what you eat, but how you move it. Digestion requires water, and your gut requires movement. A large glass of water in the morning, followed by just 3 to 5 minutes of light, joint-friendly stretching or walking around the house, wakes up the digestive system. It ensures that food does not stagnate and ferment in the wrong places. Think of these 5 heroes as a process of rebuilding the soil before growing the muscle. Now you have the scientific knowledge, but science without action is just general information. I want you to see real changes in how you feel when you wake up. Here is your simple 7-day gut muscle action plan. We are not doing crash diets, but rather smart and gentle adjustments. Days 1 and 2 represent the swap phase. Look at your breakfast. If you are eating sugary yogurt or commercial granola, get rid of them. Replace them with plain Greek yogurt or 2 eggs. If you drink a large glass of juice, replace it with a whole piece of fruit and a glass of water. Days 3 and 4 represent the introduction phase. Add just 1 tablespoon of sauerkraut to your dinner, or drink a small cup of unsweetened kefir. Introduce the good bacteria slowly. Days 5 and 6 represent the fiber boost phase. Add 1 serving of prebiotic vegetables to your lunch, such as a side dish of asparagus or some onions and garlic cooked into your soup. Day 7 represents the habit phase. Start every morning with a large glass of water and 3 minutes of light movement before you eat anything. Small changes lead to less inflammation, and less inflammation leads to better muscle signals in a beautiful upward spiral of health. I want you to imagine 2 different futures. In the first future, the person continues to eat sugar-filled yogurt, artificial sweeteners, and processed foods. He blames his increasing weakness on his age. He accepts the narrative that aging means frailty and weakness, and watches his world become smaller and smaller. But the second future is a future that belongs to you. In this future, you take control of your gut health and put out the silent fire of inflammation. You feed your muscles the precise signals they need to rebuild. You find yourself walking with more confidence, standing strong, and enjoying the independence you have worked your whole life to achieve. Age is just a number, and muscle loss is a condition we can fight. And it starts with your very next meal. If you are ready to start this journey today, I want you to go down to the comments and type "Fix My Gut." Declare it, and let this community know you are regaining your strength. If this video opened your eyes, please press the subscribe button so you do not miss our upcoming videos on senior health. Most importantly, share this video with a friend or a family member over 60 who needs to hear this message of hope. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your health journey today. Oh, and before you go, we fixed the morning, but what about the night? In the next video, I will reveal the one common nighttime habit that silently destroys your body's ability to recover and build muscle while you sleep. You might be doing it tonight. Click on the video appearing on your screen right now to watch that next clip, and I will see you there. Stay strong.